Okay. Good morning, Professor. My name is Ji Xiaoyu, and we are Tanga team. My partner is Yu Pengxiao. This is our student number. So let me start our presentation. Now I will introduce Tanga traditional power generation. Tanga relies heavily on imported fuel to meet its electricity generation needs, with fuel oil imports accounting for 25% of total imports. Tanga imports around 1,200 barrels of refined oil per day in 2010. As 1/3 of Tonga fuels imports are used to generate electricity, change in international oil prices directly affect the price of electricity, and the government restrict tax increase. Losses in the transmission of electricity are as high as 18% due to the poor management, aging lines, incorrect meter counts, and outdated transformers. So next, I will say something about Tanga green power. First, this is the background of the Tanga green power. At the meeting of Pacific Energy Minister Pacific. At the meeting of Pacific Energy Ministers in Tonga in April 2009, the Tonga government, in order to call to lower emissions and reduce the greenhouse effect, and for its own energy security, Tonga actively sought partners to support the development of green energy by in 2010. Tonga launched its energy development plan, which the aim is to replace the current diesel generation with green energy over the next 10 years and to address the high cost of electricity. The initial target is to The initial target is to replace 50% of the electricity generation with green energy by 2020. So next page. The Tanga Smart Microgrid project is the largest solar power plant in Tanga, and it was invested by China Sinon Hydro. Since its official use in October 2017, the project has generated an annual average of 7.23 million kWh of electricity, delivering 6% of Tonga electricity demand, effectively relieving Tonga's reliance on diesel power generation, reducing electricity costs, and create local employment opportunities and providing solid guarantee for stable local development. And then, according to the project manager, once completed, the power station will deliver more than 2.8 million kilowatt hours of clean energy to Tonga's main island in the first year, generating an average of about 2.56 million kilowatt hours per year, which can solve the electricity consumption problems of about 1,000 households and reduce Tonga's reliance on diesel generators. Lastly is environmental and social impact of this sector. First is environmental impact. For one, it doesn't need the fuel. No emissions, no greenhouse gases, no noise, no pollution. most importantly is solar energy is a renewable resource. Next is social impact. Easing Tanga's reliance on diesel generation, reducing electricity cost. Lastly is creating local job opportunities. So that's all. Next is my partner Lu Pengxiang.
Hello, Professor. My name is Lu Pengxiang. I will start my speech. We use a good example is Intel Power Station Malaysia, comparing with Tanga. In January 2021, Intel completed a new 3.2 megawatt MW solar power plant in Malaysia. Intel operations are using it to power 6 buildings on the Kulim and campus. The solar power plant has a total installed capacity of 4.1 MW and it's being supplied by renewable energy developer NEFIN built in 2020. The project represents approximately 50% of Intel's global solar PV capacity and will reduce carbon dioxide emissions by approximately 3,800 tons. The new solar panel footprint is equivalent to 900 parking spaces and 50 to 108 square feet of building roof, and is expected to generate approximately 6,000 megawatts hours of electricity per year. The solar power will partially meet the electricity demand of the local campus during peak periods. Intel has deployed several solar heating systems to supply hot water to all of its campuses in Malaysia and will continue to expand its use of clean green energy to reduce carbon emissions. And from this page, we can see the difference with the Shreveport Clean Energy in Tanga. Can see 63,261 tons carbon dioxide per year and produce 7.23 million electricity per year. On the contrary, Inter in Malaysia can save 3.800 tons carbon dioxide per year and produce 6 million electricity per year. With the development and the implementation of a low-carbon economy, green power generation is a path that must be taken and helps to create a good atmosphere in society as a whole to support the development of clean energy. So that's all. Thanks for your listening.